Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect. I'm the Mysterious JG. As you can see, I made a little, it's something to detect. I made a save, and this is actually a pretty cool little picture we have here for the Presidium. Ashley, you have something to say? No? Guess you're kind of preoccupied. Brex doesn't have anything to say either. We can open a med kit. And we can talk to Avina.
Across all monitored systems. Please begin emergency evacuation procedures. This is not
Oh, us. These guys are noticeably tougher on insanity.
The Presidium is experiencing severe system malfunctions across the entire level. All non-emergency personnel must evacuate immediately.
Give me a rundown of the damage.
We have lost all primary power to the
I don't even know where you are.
Environmental
See, I'm so
controls are not
confused.
responding. Class 3 fires are burning in sectors 2, 3, 6, and 7.
We will rule Sector
Civilian
5.
casualties are high. I am also detecting numerous unauthorized synthetic life forms throughout the station. They are believed to be hostile. Please approach with caution.
See, there were no fires on in Sector 5 because that space dictator from Siffonale who rules Sector 5, he has an excellent fire prevention in place.
What happened to the council?
In accordance
Well, presumably he
with
rules
standard
Sector 5 by now.
emergency procedures, the Council has been evacuated to the Destiny Ascension.
Which you may recall was mentioned before as being like the biggest, baddest fleet in the Asari Navy.
What about Captain Anderson and Ambassador Udina? What happened to them?
I have no information on the status of specific individuals. Once the current crisis has been resolved, a complete accounting
Once
of
I'm done
casualties
doing
and
my funky
survivors will
dance.
begin.
We know about Saren.
Where's Saren?
Former Spectre agent Saren Arturius is
She
nearing
just
the
told us she
vicinity
doesn't
of
know
the
where
council
individual people
chamber.
are.
A warrant has been issued for his arrest, though Citadel security is unable to respond at this time.
Now back off, you hoser.
Come on. We need to stop Saren before it's too late.
Oh, it's that what we should do, Shepard.
Begin emergency evacuation procedures.
You got nothing,
This
Ash?
is not a drill.
Okay, they can still pop up as like you can talk to us, but you can't actually talk. The summoning is complete. So Ash, you handled yourself pretty well in a firefight for a girl. Thanks, Rex, I think, but you shouldn't look down on me just 'cause oh wait, this isn't really time for chit chat, is it? Wow, gradually getting new levels of detail on Saren. And he just killed a keeper, he's a jerk. I guess he wouldn't have to do all this work if the keepers were still responding to Reaper signals or whatever.
Don't let the enemy ships inside the arms.
Don't let the love run on me, baby. Oh. I like this Sovereign theme. Although this does not appear to be the Sovereign theme, never mind. Sovereign's like, yeah, whatever, buddy. Nice try. Hope no Paul drivers tonight. So this is bad. Sovereign connects to the Citadel. I mean, it looks like he's about to have sex with a chunk of the Citadel or something. I don't know exactly what's happening, but if he interlocks with this thing and does his mid-air refuel, like very obscene mid-air refueling stuff, it's going to mean he's going to somehow take over the system and send out the signal, which will allow untold numbers of other Reapers who are as big and bad as he is will pop up and kill everybody. They recognize the fact that it would take an extremely long time to wipe out life in the galaxy. It's not some Doctor Who Dalek-esque, if we press this button, all galactic life will be wiped out in 2 seconds, but
Suit up. We're going outside.
it's a slow doom if we don't stop Sovereign and Saren here and now. fighting on the Citadel will be almost cliche in the later Mass Effect games, but I thought this was pretty cool at the time. The one peaceful, stable place in the entire game is suddenly the place where all hell breaks loose at the end. And you have to use like magnetic boots and climb sideways. You are climbing up the that Presidium Tower, I believe. I lost shields. Rex with the helmet on is even more ridiculous looking, and his funky Geth armor. Okay, we're not really gonna be able to hurt Sovereign with this. Might as well, as Ashley said, be shooting spitballs. I remember having had real trouble with this section of the game my first time through, but I'm expecting this to be rather anticlimactic little sequence here as we just super level 60 soldier Shepard fighting his way past more and more Geth.
I've lost shield. I've lost shield.
I do keep losing shields though. Yeah, I really just got to avoid getting hit with, on the highest difficulty level, with rockets. It's a very direct sort of combat style as the soldier class. You pretty much just run up to shit and shoot it. Krogan Warlord. I had forgotten about fighting the Krogan. I hadn't really missed it much at all. He and Rex are kind of taking each other out. I love this, like, okay, I gotta get rid of this destroyer. It'll die faster, and Rex is gonna go down if I don't. Probably should have done that earlier. Now they're gonna melee Ashley to death. Did I get the Warlord too? Alright, Rex, you can get up now. I see his armor lit back up. That must be a good sign. He's still down, though. Saving this for? It's the end of the game. I'll save it. I was going to use immunity to bring, or the skill that brings Rex back, but he'll come back for free when I kill these two guys. Just got to get out of visual range of the other enemies there, and now Rex should recover for free. Poke. You okay, Rex?
We're good, Commander.
Yeah. Just as good. He's probably using armor that regenerates his health. Yeah, he is. It's just taking a little while. He has a ton of health. He probably has less health than Shepard, though, actually. 860, 662. I'm surprised by that. I guess she just has lower health than base health than Shepard. Seems like. Oh no, it's because I've got Spectre training and stuff that gives boosts there. That's right. Yeah, actually, she has more health than Rex, which doesn't seem right somehow. Anyway. I think these things look stupid, and I'm gonna destroy them all. Damn it, Rex, stop dying. Imagine how many times Liara would have died by now. remember having trouble here because I think there's turrets. But that was like the first time I ever played through the game. I wasn't level 60 and all super powered up. Maybe this isn't where the turrets are. Still though, conceptually pretty cool. We're climbing up the side of a building here. I want to get some firepower going before this Geth Destroyer gets on my face. They like the melee. And although I'm much better able to handle that than I was as Engineer Shepherd, I'd still... Oh, nice. Do some damage while he's still in the air. You guys gonna kill him? Thank you. Can't do anything with that one. So there's a Geth dropship, and it would die twice as fast if we had brought someone along who could actually, well no, I could still attack with 2 of them instead of 3. I think I'm hitting it. I think I'm doing damage. Not much. Luckily, it's only dropping off shock troops who are really not that much of a threat at this point. Although I have lost shields. And the ship is down. So I don't know how long it takes for Sovereign to do his magical dance with the Citadel controls, but it seems to have started. So in theory, time is desperately short here, but I believe the time portion was just that little thing where you only have a certain amount of time to get on board the what do you call it? Conduit. Right in the face, dude. And then you got thrown around with telekinetic power. You're having a bad day. We're all using immunity. My whole party, that's always fun. Makes us really hard to damage. This poor guy. It's like, I'm trying to beat this woman to death. Do you guys mind? Yeah, it gets a bit silly. So for some reason, Rex couldn't knock him down, not without telekinetic power. Me? No problem. The Juggernaut, bitch! Yeah, there's a lot of fairly heavy Geth. They're not making us fight Colossi or armatures. Not yet, anyway. Guess I shouldn't speak too soon. This is the part I think that had the turret. It's like the first time in the entire game where suddenly you actually have to use cover. because the other times when I've been using cover, I've been fighting stuff on foot. You're really supposed to fight the Mako. The good news is that if you bring Tali, or if you're playing as an engineer class, you can AI hack those turrets, which is fun. Because you're far away enough from them that they actually will attack the other Geth instead of you. Most of the time, all you get for hacking a turret like that is that you might get the other Geth to target it. Okay, so I'm not talking that much. I'm trying to concentrate. It's the last fight in the game, essentially. I mean, there's going to be a boss fight with Saren, you know that. But otherwise, this is like the end of the game, and I just got shot in the face. How nice. By a turret. Now, I remember having failed at this part like so many times my first playthrough. I'm not really that hot with these games in general. I mean, Mass Effect was the first FPS style game I'd played in a really long time at that point, so I kind of had to get back in the habit of, alright, there's some things where you just don't rush them. Meanwhile, he's lost shields. Assault rifle is not a bad weapon for these kind of fights, though, because it has good range. But not as good as a sniper rifle, but it obviously fires a lot faster. Just about done with this. Yeah, you're pretty much not gonna. Oh wow! I was about to say you're just not gonna survive at all, dude, and then he threw up like 2 shields immediately. That was pretty cool. He's like, haha. Very secure. We've secured this portion of the side of the Citadel tower. Go us. Barely use grenades at all. Maybe I should be pulling out grenades for clearing the little shields. They're really decorative. There's nobody hiding behind them. They're really just there to show you this is the path that the Geth apparently don't want you to take. Oh, cool. We have an opening. It's an art opening. It's the Citadel Tower. I can tell Garroth about his brother. This is pretty much the end of the game, folks. The big no, I won't save there just in case something goes wrong with the video, but the big final, no, I won't save there either. I'll save here. The big final battle, is right here. Not where it all began, literally, but where some of our biggest plot scenes have happened. Oh, more Geth. I thought we were ready for a boss fight. Didn't think we were gonna have more Geth. You lost shields, buddy, and it cost you. Man, the Geth are really getting the short end of the stick here. They're dying en masse. They don't really get any kind of cool dialogue or personality. They are the ninja Foot Clan guys of this game. We'll have to see if they get a little bit more to do in future games than just be cannon fodder. But there's more important things to worry about now, like the survival of all organic life. Sarah, knock it off. What do you know about yourself? Oh, cool. He's got his little magical skateboard again. It's a freaking Silver Surfer.
I was afraid you wouldn't make it in time, Shepard.
Oh, does indoctrination force you to use bad movie villain cliches?
In time for what?
The final confrontation.
The party.
I think we both expected it would end like this. You've lost. You know that, don't you? In a few minutes, Sovereign will have full control of all the Citadel systems. The relay will open. The Reapers will return.
You're a jerk.
I've still got a few tricks up my sleeve.
You're not wearing
You
sleeves.
survived our encounter on Vermeer, but I've changed since then. Improved. Sovereign has upgraded me.
So I won't be able to one-shot you this time? Not on insanity difficulty, anyway. Upgraded you? Okay, now dude, I know that indoctrination messes with your head, but you have to figure now if Sovereign is like upgrading your body with stuff, probably means that you're not really in control anymore.
You let Sovereign implant you? Are you insane?
Implant DDT?
I suppose I should thank you, Shepard. After Vermeer, I couldn't stop thinking about what you said. About Sovereign manipulating me. About indoctrination.
Mm-hmm.
The doubts began to eat away at me. Sovereign sensed my hesitation. I was implanted to strengthen my resolve.
I'm a slave and I like
Now
it.
my doubts are gone. I believe in Sovereign completely.
Pardon me.
I understand that the Reapers need organics. Join us, and Sovereign will find a place for you.
Together we will rule the universe as father and son.
Sovereign's controlling you through your implants. Don't you see that?
Well, the
The
implant is preventing me from
relationship
seeing
is
it.
symbiotic, organic and machine intertwined, a union of flesh and steel. The strengths of both, the weaknesses of neither.
More like the weaknesses of both strength and either.
A vision
Boom.
of the future, Shepard. The evolution of all organic life.
I will
This
rule
is our
Sector
destiny.
5.
Join Sovereign and experience a true rebirth.
Blue dialogue will make a difference.
Sovereign hasn't won yet. I can stop it from taking control of the station. Step aside and the invasion will never happen.
We can't stop it. Not forever. You saw the visions. You saw what happened to the Protheans. The Reapers are too powerful.
Oh, apparently we have a renegade option here. Oh, that's right. I do have a little bit of intimidate. What's going on here, folks, is that if you use blue dialogue on him the first time, you can use it on him the second time. Pretty sure if you don't use blue dialogue to try to talk him around the first time you meet him on Vermeer, you don't have as many options here. But if we use enough blue option dialogues, well, I'm about to spoil. I'm going to spoil something that's just about to happen. So, never mind. But yeah, you always want to use blue dialogue when you can.
Some part of you must still realize this is wrong. You can fight this.
Maybe you're right. Maybe there is still a chance for...
Yes, there's a chance for
The implants. Sovereign is too strong. I'm sorry. It is too late for me.
You'll never give up.
It's not over yet. You can still redeem yourself.
Pretty badass way to go. It's weird. I watched Mighty Jack earlier today, so now I'm thinking about the unnamed evil boss with Q killing himself at the end of that movie. I got a bunch of Paragon points for talking someone into believing that suicide was the right answer. Yep, makes sense. Rex, anything? No. But so you can if you tried to talk him into becoming good on Vermeer, then and you have all possible blue dialogue PowerPoints, you talk him into killing himself and you skip a boss fight. It's basically you're fighting him and he's the same boss as he was before. He's zipping around on this little Silver Surfer thing. I think he's probably got more hit points, does more damage, but it's basically the same fight. And as you saw before, it was like ridiculous. I one-shotted him. So probably it would have taken a little more effort since we're on Sanity, but no, it would have been the same kind of fight. However, game's not over yet. So I considered not doing that just because, you know, hey, I figure cheating you guys out of a boss battle. But it's a boss battle you've already seen, essentially. It's like experiment 13 or whatever those creatures at the end of Breath of Fire 3 are called. And yeah, this will probably come out before that video of Breath of Fire 3, so stop talking about other LPs, JG. But anyway, no, I mean, the true Paragon path is you talk Saren into that final act where he defies, like at the very end, for one brief moment, Saren breaks free of Sovereign's control and realizes the only thing that he can do is kill himself, so he's not a threat to Shepard. And there you go. Unless Sovereign ordered him to kill himself, but I don't think that's what we're meant to think happened. This control panel ahead of us, this is what, I guess if we touch it, we use magic computer power, which, you know, idiot Soldier Shepard doesn't really have. But this is what's supposed to stop Sovereign from opening the portal to dark space, so this should win the game, essentially. I think.
Vigil's data file worked. I've got control of all systems.
All systems all belong to us.
Open the station's arms. Maybe the fleet can take Sovereign down before he regains control of the station.
Yeah, whatever.
See if you can open a communications channel.
Sure. I'll do what you guys tell me. I'll let you boss me around, why not?
Drives offline. Kinetic barriers down 40%. The Council is on board. I repeat, the Council is on board.
Normandy to the Citadel. Normandy to the Citadel. Please tell me that's you, Commander.
Well, who you think it's gonna be?
I'm here, Joker.
We caught that distress
Midnight
call,
Poker.
Commander. I'm sitting here in the Andurra
Poker,
sector
I mean,
with the
excuse me.
entire Arcturus fleet. We can save the Ascension. Just unlock the relays around the Citadel and we'll send the cavalry in.
You fucking kidding me?
Sacrifice human lives to save the Council? What have they ever done for your kind?
This is bigger than humanity. Sovereign's a threat to every organic species in the galaxy.
That's why you can't throw away reinforcements trying to save the Council. Hold them back until the Citadel arms open up and the human fleet can go after Sovereign.
What's the order, Commander? Come in now to save the Ascension, or hold back?
Last minute decisions to affect future games. So for all of you who comment in to talk about how, oh, Ashley's so horrible, she's, you know, she doesn't like aliens, and, you know, I mean, I'd be hard pressed to really find a moment where she expresses hatred of aliens. She's obviously not, she obviously has some sore feelings about the human war with the Turians, but, you know, for people who keep commenting about how Ash is like a horrible racist and is awful and we should never have sexed her up when we could have saved Kaiden instead, she just and I think if your combination of guys is different, if you have Liara and Ash probably delivers dialogue about let the Council die, and then Liara would tell you to save them or something like that. But you just saw, and I'm not going to go through and play it with different parties to see how the conversation shakes out, but you guys just saw her say, this is bigger than humanity, we need to, even though it's going to cost human lives, we have to save the Council, we have to help our alien friends. So, basically, shut up and get off Ashley's back, okay? That's all I'm saying. She also did the thing where, like, you know, we ran into the Terra Prime evil political party who wants to, like, you know, steal Trip into Paul's future baby. You know what I'm talking about. Well, we ran into that political party who was like, humans first, and she was like, shut the fuck up to them too. So, you know. Paragon, yeah, 2 of our 3 choices, basically, you can be a renegade about it. You can basically make the renegade decision, but, I mean, this is, to me, this is logical. Like, you know, don't worry about the Council. Tell our forces to keep attacking Sovereign, do what they can about Sovereign. And this one's just like, same thing, but you're being a douche about it. This is the Paragon path, and it's kind of weird. They make you go all the way to the top left for it.
Opening the relays now, Joker. We need to save the Ascension, no matter what the cost.
I hope the Council appreciates this.
They seriously, actually, in Mass Effect 2, they're still douchebags to you.
Save the Destiny Ascension.
It's kind of messed up. If you play the full-on Renegade path,
We're picking up reinforcements.
you can let the Council die. And if you have full Renegade, the Council is replaced by an entirely human Council. Like, the Citadel comes under the control of humanity only. But then in Mass Effect 3, they, like, by the time you get to Mass Effect 3, they basically undo that decision, because they put it in there as like, oh, this is a really cool thing the player can do to feel like they have control. And then it's one of them where they realize, oh fuck, we've just like really screwed up our story.
Repeat, you are all clear.
The
Like, it's usually easier for them if they allow you to make small cosmetic changes that don't affect the main story. And that's a pretty big one. If you let the council die and replace them with humans, it really changes stuff a lot. So they kind of undo that to an extent. The council's still dead, but never mind. Make sure he's dead. That was a pretty renegade thing to say. Paragon Shepherd. So light on your feet, Rex. And Ashley's there too, of course. Yeah, I'd say he's dead. He redeemed himself in the end, noble Saren. Here's a shot to the face.
He's dead.
Jim. Hey, he's one of the Blue Bloods. You see the Earl of Eaton, Bobby Eaton? Uh-oh. Yeah, remember what he said about how Sovereign had put all these crazy implants in his body? So even when Saren kills himself, he apparently now has enough crazy shit in his body that he can be manipulated as, like, a murderous meat puppet. That'd be a pretty cool name for a band. Somebody already has the meat puppet. Oh no, it's Cyber Saren. It's not as lame as Cyber Akuma, at least. Oh, and he's a zippy aroundy on the wall enemy. I hate them. Well, your stamina meter says that you're Saren. Are you sure you're Sovereign? I just started using grenades for the first time in a really long time. Oh great, he overheated me. It's tough to aim with them, so I'm just kind of throwing them around, hoping for the best. I have yet to hit the dang guy with one. That's more like it. There are powers that are useful here, like overload for his shields and stuff. My gun seems to be stuck at its current level. Okay, there you go. Whatever the hell happened to it is down now. Oh. So yeah, this is it. This is the final boss fight. Mass Effect series in general, not known for having particularly great boss fights, gotta be honest with you. Stay right there and eat that grenade, that would be awesome. Damn it. Oh, I manually detonate them. Well, I didn't realize that. That would have been a good thing to have known a minute ago. Or maybe I don't. Hey, I was in the middle of something, game? So they rescued the Ascension, but they're still getting their asses handed to them by Sovereign. Because Sovereign don't play. He is giant, robotic space lobster of death. He does not mess around.
This is our only chance. Take that monster down no matter what the cost.
Alright, so I don't think any of the grenades have hit at all, but... So he starts jumping around like a freaking monkey on crack. Luckily, he's really not capable of hurting me because I'm level 60 Soldier Shepherd and have insane damage absorption. I might have actually got him with that grenade. Or not. Yeah, when he like hunkers down like that for a minute, then we can put a hurting on him. And I am loving having a Rex here with the psychokinetic powers. Liara would probably be even more useful, except that she, you know, die real easily. I will say this much for Ash and Rex: they can take some punishment. I will miss them in the next game. Although we'll have a replacement Rex who's fairly good. Sadly, the chick who replaces Ashley more or less is more of the female. You know, I have MP, but I'm, you know, my health is crap. They don't use MP, but you know what I'm talking about. So there you go, folks. We just won Mass Effect. And I say we because I couldn't have done it without you folks. Apparently we hit the die Sovereign button. I don't really understand this. Oh, okay. Apparently destroying the Saren destroyed its shields. I'm not sure. They were connected, I guess. I mean, the real point is that it was a race against time to stop it from activating the Citadel mass relay connection to dark space, and apparently killing Saren enabled us to win. Although actually it makes more sense to me that we had already stopped it, and Saren was just, that was just us trying to not die. Like, we stopped it when we did that thing with the terminal. And from that point on, it was, Shepard did not really save the day here. It was those ships attacking. Oh great, like a big old lobster tendril is gonna kill you. Lobsters have tendrils. Maybe he's more of a squid. He's a giant space Zoidberg head. So I'm sure hope that when I load Mass Effect 2 using this save, it doesn't screw up and go back and use my old John Shepard where I haven't done the DLC. I will be annoyed if that happens. I'm not even sure if I'll be able to tell before we get to Mass Effect 3. Because I never really knew for sure whether Shepard's retirement home gets to hang around. Rex and Ash, the only two people we were really interested in finding.
Take it easy. It's over. You're safe now.
What do you mean take it easy? I'm not even doing anything. Commander will always live on in my JJ. Yep, so Shepard dies. The next two Mass Effect games are about, like, some other dude. Oh, wait a second. He was just, like, hanging around slightly outside of their, like, you know, field of vision. Okay. He's got awesome heroic music, too. Hey, guys. Pretty much the coolest dude who's ever lived. Ash, be at my bunk in about 3 minutes. I see Anderson. Rex, what's up? And loading. And saving content.
Ambassador, Captain, Commander Shepard.
Trooper.
We have gathered here to recognize the enormous contributions of the Alliance forces in the war against Sovereign and the Geth.
Well, you're not in, like, party costumes. Nobody's blowing on noisemakers.
And courageous soldiers who willingly gave their lives so that we, the Council, might live.
Not even we believe you made such a pansy-ass decision to save us.
And we share your grief over the tragic loss of so many noble men and women.
Guy's lying through his weird Turian lips.
Debt, Commander, one we can never repay. You saved
and we'll never even attempt to.
The lives of billions from Sovereign and the Reapers.
Commander Shepard, Your heroic and selfless actions serve as a symbol of everything humanity and the Alliance stand for.
Blink.
And though we cannot bring back those valiant soldiers who gave their lives to save
Oh yes, we
ours,
can. Turians have
we can
regeneration
honor their
technology.
memories through our actions.
Humanity has shown it is ready to stand as a defender and protector of the galaxy. You
pretty
have
much.
proved you are worthy to join our ranks and serve beside us on the Citadel Council.
Oh, Bar Levon's gonna be pissed.
Of humanity and the Alliance, we thank you for this prestigious honor and humbly accept.
We will need a list of potential candidates to fill humanity's seat on the council.
Who are we fucking kidding?
Given
Shepard
all
gets
that
to
has
decide.
happened, I'm
Shepard
sure
gets to
your
choose
recommendation will carry
everything.
a great deal of weight, Commander.
Mhm.
Do you support any particular candidate?
And we have the final silly little decision that they give you, that they then have to take away from you, because in future games they're like, oh fuck, how many different versions of everything are we going to have to create in order for Mass Effect 3 to make sense, when Shepard gets to like drastically alter the political climate of the universe with every decision he makes. If you pick this, then you say Udina would be a good choice, and I don't know. I cannot imagine anybody on their first play, whether they were a Renegade or a Paragon, nobody on their first play is going to choose Udina. I think that exists just so that people can be curious about it in the future games. If you say it's not up to me, it ends up being in the next game Udina. You have to actually specifically say Captain Anderson for it to become Captain Anderson, and stupidly, oddly enough, you just get to like randomly mention, oh, you know, he's a friend of mine. He actually has no qualifications for diplomatic work, but I think he's a cool dude. Yes, he will be in Mass Effect 2, the human counselor. The Council plays a much smaller role in Mass Effect 2 than it does in Mass Effect. And in Mass Effect 3, things are kind of back to normal a bit. The Council is kind of around. You don't interact with them a whole ton. But in Mass Effect 3, no matter what you do, Udina is the counselor. So in Mass Effect 2, it'll be Anderson, but it'll only be for like 2 scenes where he even shows up. And then during the course of events between Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3, Udina will resign, and it will become Captain Anderson. I'm spoiling it, I suppose, but what I'm spoiling is the fact that they just, once again, they give you this big decision, and they really make you feel, oh, it's so awesome, I'm controlling stuff, and no, not really. But, you know, we're the Paragon path. Udina's been a complete ass for the entire game. There's just no way that you're supposed to not choose Anderson. So, let's just choose Anderson.
We need someone with the courage to stand up for what he believes in. Someone like Captain Anderson.
We need someone like Rex Dark,
You
Eskimo
must be
Spy.
joking. Anderson prefers to let his fists do the talking.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Only with you, Ambassador. Only with you.
Freeze frame.
Are you sure about this, Commander? The captain's a soldier, not a politician.
So you can change your mind and pick Udina, which is kind of lame. That's the point. I think the dialogue is the same, actually, but essentially, like, I know that if you pick, I'm not picking. It's so childish. But what he actually says, it makes a lot of sense. He basically says, "We need someone other than a politician. We need someone who's more of a blah blah blah." And he probably says the same thing with that. The point, but I just like the idea that, like, Shepard, do you have a recommendation? I want it to be on my buddy Anderson. Well, what about Udina? He's been like, oh, yeah, I don't like Udina. I'm not picking you. You're a jerk.
We've already got too many politicians on the Citadel. The
I think that's word for word what he says if you go with, I'm not picking you.
I think it's an inspired choice. The Council would welcome him with
It will
open
be
arms
easy for us to manipulate,
I'm
and
honored,
humanity's interests will be set back
As
by
humanity's
decades.
representative, I'll do everything in my power to help the Council rebuild.
Sovereign's defeat marks the beginning of a new era for both humanity and the Council.
Anyways, well, I gotta go, you know, have sex with Ash again, but if you guys are... Uh-oh.
Sovereign was only a vanguard. The Reaper fleet is still coming. Hundreds of ships, maybe thousands. And I'm gonna find some way to stop them.
You do that, Shepard.
Shepard's right. Humanity is ready to do its part.
Who the fuck over
United
again?
with the rest of the Council. We have
He
the
gets
strength to
he gets
overcome
the
any
speech if he's chosen as the
When
new
Reapers
counselor.
come,
By the way,
we must stand side by side. We must fight against them as one. And together, we will drive them back into dark space.
now I have to ask myself, as a legitimate actor, am I slumming by doing this game? It is pretty popular game. And we have specters in space. That's actually pretty badass. I like that. It's actually pretty hilarious. If you choose the renegade path, there's like a red light in the background, and it's pretty awesome when you have like your fem chefs standing there being like, "Arr, scary." Whatever. So now I'm vaguely reminded. One of Jeff did an LP of this game, and I just kind of watched the last video, and he really, really hated on the game during the credits. I don't remember what his objections were though. So rather than just be a reactionary against another much more widely viewed LP than mine, I guess I'll just talk about my opinions of Mass Effect. I really liked Mass Effect a lot when it came out. I found Mass Effect 2 and 3, but I'm going to play them both eventually. Carrying through the same character through the entire Mass Effect story. Except for, you know, I think there might have been like, there are comic books and others, but like the Mass Effect story, the Mass Effect games, the Mass Effect trilogy, I'm going to play through them. But this was my favorite of them. There's a lot of things that were like the combat mechanics, pretty much, I'd say almost universally were considered better in Mass Effect 2 and 3. I'm not really sure about this theme music, but it kind of reminds me of, you get to the end of one of my favorite cheesy sci-fi horror movies, Event Horizon, and suddenly like techno music hits. It's like, oh my god, that's the fucking shit. Yep, it's a little bit like that. This guy's kind of doing this kind of like techno wuss thing. But anyway, I liked this game. I liked the story. Apparently the combat mechanics get better in the next two games, but there's a lot less variety in what you're doing in Mass Effect 2 and in Mass Effect 3. Because they take away combat in the Mako. So, and the levels in Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3, as you'll see, there are many more story levels. There's plenty of dialogue. I mean, I think BioWare, I don't know if the set of guys who were like in the producers for this game, how much there was change between different games. Apparently some of them left in protest during Mass Effect 3 because they didn't like some of the things they were being asked to do. I don't know. But they kept some stuff. I mean, they understood some basic things that made the game popular. I mean, there are sci-fi nerds out there, and they were really excited to finally have like a fairly serious world building going on in a science fiction game. I mean, people were into it, and they really liked the different species. Mass Effect 2 adds a couple of species. Not very many, because it's kind of difficult for species to start popping up, and like why didn't we see them in Mass Effect? And the best reason they can usually come up with is, oh, there aren't that many of them, and Shepard didn't visit the systems where they're at. And, yeah, so there's a couple of new species pop up in Mass Effect 2. I don't think any new species pop up in Mass Effect 3. But you know, they keep in. It's still that the sequels are going to be. There's a lot of story. There's tons of points where Shepard gets to make different little decisions that will have minor cosmetic effects and give you the feeling that you get to. Good job, Steve Farr, Kimberly Brooks, all you guys. Pretty cool. And of course, Seth Green, by far the most famous person involved with this. But Marina Sirtis. Oh yeah. I was like, I recognize that name. Oh yeah, that's Commander Troy. Anyway, and Jim J. Bullock, aka Scott Bullock. Yeah, no, there's still Kim May Guest. That's isn't that a Mei-Ring in Metal Gear Solid? Anyway, she usually ends up playing these horrible stereotype Asian characters. She's good at it, but she often plays these small cameo parts of people with very heavy Asian accents. Although as a voice actress, I would imagine that she could just completely erase the Asian accent if it was called for in a part. That's part of what voice acting's about. I mean, shoot, even I can do like silly French accents and stuff. Anyway, man, this is crazy loud in my headset right now. Very excited. No, but the 2 and 3 still have a lot of story. There's a lot of the flavor is the same, but the game mechanics change significantly. instead of having a bunch of optional missions, which are really kind of don't have voice acting and story, or at least not as much, and then only having a small number of fairly lengthy and involved story missions that are required, like, what do you have to do? You have to do 2 of the 3 story missions before Virmire to unlock Virmire. So you've got to do Eden Prime. You have to do that whole thing with Fist and Tali, because the evidence you get against Tali is what earns you Spectre status. You don't have to recruit Garrus or Rex in the process of doing that. You can ignore them, which means that in theory you can go through the entire game and your only party members would be Ashley, Kaiden, and Tali, which means that at the end of the game you could have just Tali and whichever human survives Virmire. This is possible. You can do Virmire without having Rex, I'm pretty sure. Then you could skip the mission where you get Liara and just do Noveria, which is like the planet of Deanna Troi, and the other one who I can't remember, the Thorian Creeper planet. You could just do those 2 missions to unlock Virmire. Then you can do Virmire. Then you have to have the little story bit on the Citadel, and then you do Arlos, and Bob's your uncle. You can make this game very quick. Although those individual story missions are fairly long. It takes several videos rather, for me to do, particularly Noveria and the Thorian Creeper one. Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 will both feature... Mass Effect 2 in particular. Mass Effect 3 kind of is in the middle a bit. It has a lot of optional missions which are very short, and the required missions are a bit longer than Mass Effect 2 missions, but not really as long as the missions for this game. But in Mass Effect 2 you have a ton of missions, and almost all of them are really short. Like, really short. So there's really, like, no missions in that game other than maybe well, I don't know, maybe I'm overstating it. There's a very small number of story missions that are pretty long, but it never feels like it's quite as long and involved a story as it is, like, you know, when you're trying to help that village that's under attack by the gas, and it turns out they're being controlled by the... You don't really get stuff that's as long as that. You have a ton of little short missions. And the missions are, like, all combat, all the time. You don't have the Mako sessions breaking it up, which is combat too, but yeah, basically it's just like non-stop run and gun. So for whatever reason, I figured, like, about halfway through Mass Effect 2, I just got really kind of tired of it. And I did finish Mass Effect 2, and then I went on and played Mass Effect 3, and it had been a long time. Mass Effect 3 had been out for the better part of a year before I got to play, because I was in Afghanistan when it came out. But, I kind of was thinking that when I got back to playing Mass Effect that I would just be... that what really had happened, it wasn't that Mass Effect 2 was just less variety and more just non-stop fighting. You don't really do a lot of exploring. I figured I just had general Mass Effect fatigue, like I'd played Mass Effect 3 several times, then played Mass Effect 2, and I just hit the point where the entire Mass Effect series was, yeah. Special thanks to our family and friends. Oh, that's nice. Patient support helped us reach for the stars. Reach for the stars and never leave your friend. But playing through Mass Effect 2 again, the LPing aspect, the making jokes and, you know, cracking wise aspect, kind of brought it back. I really enjoyed recording this LP. So... Oh boy, I didn't realize that this screen was going to come back up. I hope this is not going to mess up my ability to actually post this video at 1080. I had to post a couple of... The very first video I had to do on like 720 because frickin' that title screen caused some kind of issue where Microsoft Movie Maker didn't want to process the video. Anyway, there's Rex. Dart Eskimo Spy. Yeah, so... I don't know, whatever the hell point I wanted to make over the end credits, I'm not sure that I got it made, but whatever. We're going to be back for Mass Effect, folks. I hope you'll join me for that. I don't know. I didn't have a problem recording this frequently enough to put up one video a day the whole time. I found it kind of fun to keep that pace going. But I noticed, as ever, there was a drop. Oh, Saren. That is definitely Saren and not Garrus, I think. Interesting. But, yeah, I did notice a drop-off in the views as they are, because I guess 30 minutes a day is kind of a lot for people to keep caught up on. So when I do Mass Effect 2, I haven't made any firm decisions about when I'm going to start. This Kaiden, I didn't think the humans would get to show up. I didn't make any firm decisions on when I was going to start recording it, how long of a gap there'll be. And I haven't made any firm decisions about whether I'm going to try to do like a video a day like I did for this series. Poor Ashley doesn't get to show up for whatever reason. Unless she's about to show up. No, that's Garrus. This is interesting. Now I actually want to watch this for a minute. I don't think I've ever sat down and watched this for that long. But yeah, I'm not going to make any kind of promises about how often I'll upload. But we will do Mass Effect 2. We will be importing this game. There's Ash. We'll be importing this game that we just won. Hopefully the DLC will carry over that I did that. And it won't grab the version where I cleared it at level 60 having not done the DLC. But we'll switch Shepard over to being an engineer. So we're going to go back to the engineer class. Anderson, I wasn't expecting him to show up. I wonder how, like, will the entire cast get little face pop-up cameos here? So, yeah, we'll switch back to being an engineer. So, even though his name will be John Shepard instead of Avatar Shepard, the name's never spoken, so who cares? It's like, he could be called Titus Shepard. Or Titus Shepard. But, no, what am I trying to get at here? Yeah, we're gonna import over this level 60 character. There's Rex again, which means I can, I don't have to keep sitting here letting it cycle. So we'll import over our level 60 soldier, but we'll change them to an engineer, so it'll feel like the character that I was using for 90% of this LP, the engineer with sniping skills, will be our guy in the next game. And I hope you will join me for that. This has been the Mysterious JG. Thank you so much for watching and writing comments and doing all that stuff. And please join me next time when we will have to decide. We'll have to make another important decision about what chick Shepard wants to do it with. Bye-bye.